find himself?
That's right from the coach. That's motivation, baby.
So 60 days, 11 games. It starts tonight with the Longwood Lancers. But before we talk about tonight's game, we have to go back to the huge win over Indiana State. I know IPFW last year had a signature win over Utah State. This one, I think, tops that.
Yeah, I agree with you because it's an in-state school. IPFW beats the Sycamores by 8 points. And remember, the Sycamores just beat Indiana a couple of months ago. So this is a huge, huge win. And DeWitt Scott coming up big again, 17 points. Quentin Carruthers played very well, as did Tyler Best. But there's always a but at the end, Pat. You know that. Dane Fife told me the other day that if they were a big program like a Michigan State or a Purdue or an Indiana, they'd be looking at tonight's game as a trap game because there's so much emotion after getting that big win, they can't afford a letdown tonight.
When you look at this team from Longwood, very similar situation to IPFW. They made the transition to Division I a couple of years ago. They're struggling. Both teams with 3 wins. I'm sure Longwood's coming into this game thinking this is a game they can win.
Correct. And they've both played Valparaiso this year, and Longwood played them to within 3 points. A good game. The Dons lost to Valpo here as well. But, you know, again, there's always about the Dons looking at back-to-back wins, Pat, for the first time since November of 2004. So this is huge for IPFW. They don't want to look past this game, and they know that Longwood's a team that they should beat. The Dons have played the 29th toughest schedule in Division I basketball so far this year. That's incredible.
And one thing I know Dane Fife wants to see tonight out of his team is a quick start. He'd love to see him come out early. They've struggled with that throughout most of this year.
Yeah, the last 2 or 3 games, though, they have gotten off to good starts. They played well early against Penn State, lost that one, played well early against Air Force till the altitude got to them, and played very well, of course, the whole game against Indiana State. So this is the thing that's starting to take hold a little. You know, the team's halfway through the season. They're getting used to what they want to do, and it's really starting to take root.
Hard to believe there's only 11 games left in the season, but we're really headed down the home stretch.
I know. It's very strange to think, man, the season's half over already. We're going downhill on the roller coaster.
I tell you what, we will have a preview of this, have the starting lineups, and the opening tap when we come back. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
That vote was all right. You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales. You're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
It's IPFW Mastodon Basketball, live from the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum. This broadcast is a production of College 56 at IPFW, in conjunction with UPN Fort Wayne.
And we welcome you back once again to the Coliseum. Pat Oppen along with Randy Shippen. How you doing there, Randy?
Hey, I'm okay. Don't have a nice profile, by the way.
We talked about the similarities between these two programs, both making the transition to D1. And until they took off their warm-ups, I didn't quite realize how similar they are because Longwood looks like IPFW on the road. Their road uniforms very similar to IPFW's, pretty much the same color.
So this could be a mirror image game. We see Dane Fife and the coaching staff there. That is to his right, that's the associate head coach, Jeff Tungate, who joins us on the postgame, and to Dane's left, we saw Tony Jessup. Pat, starting lineups tonight?
Starting 5, you see it there for the Longwood Lancers. We'll get a little more in depth of these players, but the guys you really want to look out for, Michael Jefferson and Maurice Sumter. They are the 2 leading scorers, both averaging right around 13 points a game. As far as IPFW, same starting 5 who we've seen throughout most of the season. The one change, Kyle Savely has taken over for Brad Pompey as the starting guard spot the last couple of ball games.
He has provided a lot of spark, whether he's starting or he's off the bench, Pat. And there's the opening tip, and hey, guess what? The anti-Dons have it, the guys in the reverse uniforms.
We'll do our best. to describe the action for you. Hopefully we don't get them confused too often. First shot of the ball game is up and in, and it's Maurice Sumter. We told you he averages 13 points, 5.5 rebounds a game, a 6'5" junior.
A 3 to start, and I'll tell you what, Pat, I don't know why I'm calling you Don, because I'm watching the Dons, but I watched some tape of Longwood, and these guys are going to force the tempo as much as possible. So look for the Dons to try to slow it down, especially when they have the ball, when you can really control the tempo.
Tyler Best, spin shot off the window a little bit too hard. As you said, pushing it down the floor. The Lancers of Longwood out of Virginia. Farmville, Virginia, I got there?
Yeah, I think they do a lot of farming there. just a guess. Probably how it got its name.
Inside, little turnaround won't go. That's Clayton Morgan.
Who is a big man. Not tall, but he's big.
6'7", 230.
Feature as a tight end. You know, NFL gets all of its tight ends from college basketball these days.
That's the trend. Savely with it on the wing, goes back to Best.
Offense will go through Best most of the night. He's the initiator.
Carruthers, 3 on top, won't go. Ball knocked out and rebounded by Lamar Bennett.
Longwood will try to push it up at every opportunity.
Savely with the quick hands, knocks it out of bounds, but it'll be Longwood basketball. The man to keep your eye on, Michael Jefferson. He's been hobbled. We'll see how he can handle it today. He's number 20 on your screen. He is their leading scorer, but he's missed 2 of the last 4 games with an ankle injury. He is getting the start tonight. Dana Smith has been spelling for him quite a bit, and off the bench, he's come in 2 starts, averaged 14 points and 6 rebounds, which is even more than Jefferson had. So
Dane Fife complaining because he thought number 10, Brandon Giles, tipped that ball, and it looked like Giles did tip the ball to me, too.
In my eye, I think we had a little better angle on it. I think it went off the referee.
Okay.
That's just what I saw, but what do I know?
Hey, you're the one with contacts. That just means I need them and I'm too stupid to go.
3-zip our score, just 1 bucket so far, very early on, just underway. Best inside and going to kick it out, needs to get out of the lane. Savely with it on top.
Now, this is the one thing, Pat, about Savely starting. When he comes in off the bench, he brings a nice change of pace.
DeWitt Scott had a big game against Indiana State. Little pull-up, little bit short. Rebound put back by Best.
That was a heads-up play there by Scott because there was only 2 seconds left on the shot clock when he put that one up, and he actually managed a very good shot to beat the clock. Best with the great play to put it right back in.
Jefferson, a little bit too high. Almost got it to fall. Loose ball. Savely tips it. Scott and Savely, little 2-on-1. Back to the DeWitt Scott. He'll get the lay-in.
Smart move there, too, by Scott Peck, because at first he looked like maybe I should try to dunk it, but he wasn't in good position. Just lay it in, get the 2. Layup counts the same as a dunk.
Hey, we're not used to seeing this. It's 4-3 IPFW. They actually have an early lead. That's something they've really been working on, getting off to better starts, and they're off to one tonight.
Yeah, you brought that up in the pregame. That's something they have to do.
Jefferson inside, little turnaround.
Might have been 3 seconds in the lane there. In fact, that might have been 6 seconds in the lane, but they didn't call it.
Looks to be moving pretty well from what we can see early on, not showing many effects of that ankle sprain.
By the way, Pat, even their shoes are the same, if you notice.
Yeah, just a good eye. Hawkins turns it over on top.
Because I was looking down at his ankle, and I'm like, wait a second, they're all wearing the same shoes.
It's like playing yourself. You're right.
It's like a scrimmage of the colors, yeah.
Right there, Mike, right there.
5-4 is our score. Jefferson inside, gives it up, and nice left-hand shot. Clayton Morgan with a deuce.
A little gamble on the defense there that didn't pay off for IPFW. Now they're going to call a block on Brandon Giles. They're getting in Kyle Savely's way. Longwood likes to press as well. They'll be almost exclusively a man-to-man team, pressing and in defense. A lot of teams, will do like a 1-2-2 press and then fall back to a man-to-man, but they go man-to-man pretty much the whole way. You see the shoe there. They all have the same exact shoes on, except for Kyle Savely, who's got the low cuts. But the Dons, Pat, they're opening in the man, but they've been very, very good in the 2-3 zone lately, as much as it's killing Dane Fife to play zone.
DeWitt Scott was open along the baseline. He knocks down the shot. That's a good high percentage shot there. Nobody on him.
He can score. He's been their best scorer all season long.
At 5 3-pointers against Indiana State, including a big one late in the game. Indiana State cut it to 2, and he hit a big 3. We've got our first break in the action. We'll be right back. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. I made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
Back in the Coliseum, 7-6. The Lancers on top of the Mastodons. Both teams off to a good shooting start, Randy.
Yeah, both hitting 50%, 3 out of 6. The one difference, the Lancers have that 1 3-pointer, first basket of the game. Just 1 turnover for IPFW, 0 so far for the Lancers. I got a feeling that'll change. They're averaging about 18, 19 a game. So, Love averages that, catches up. Don's out rebounding him 4-2 right now.
Longwood will have the basketball right in front of the IPFW bench.
Right there. Come on, Mike.
Only 20 on the shot clock because Savely almost had a steal right before he went to the commercial timeout.
Jefferson pumps up to 3 and he knocks him down.
Man, that thing was dead center, wasn't it? Not much of a press yet, though. I'm really surprised because, again, when I watch the tape of these guys, they press them a lot.
Longwood on top by 4, 10-6. Best with it again down low. As you said, they're trying to run the offense through him, and he'll take it in and score the bucket over Clayton Morgan. That's a minute for Don for life.
Pat, Best didn't have much of a back-to-the-basket game when he got here because even though he's taller, he's one of those guys who played more outside. He's really developed a pretty good inside game.
Jefferson with a pass underneath, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Longwood basketball. Jefferson very athletic. There was a nice pass there. I don't think his man anticipated it, though.
And every time I hear Clayton Morgan, you know who I think of first? Clayton Moore, who, played the Lone Ranger.
Well, that's before my time. I know who the Lone Ranger is. I don't know who played him.
I'm sure you saw the reruns.
Yeah, I used to have the doll when I was a kid, but I still didn't know his name was Clayton Moore. But
that was used to have the doll, right?
Yeah.
That was a walk.
Yeah, Jefferson got away with one there, perhaps. He'll get the bucket. He's got the hot hand early on.
Fife's doing a lot of talking to the officials early.
Has he been teed up yet this year?
I think just one time. But I don't think he's had any at home. I can't remember one. I've been every game, so.
Best also had a nice game against Indiana State. Shot by Savely won't go. Rebounded by Longwood. Jefferson with a hot hand gives it back to Giles. Underneath Morgan, left hand scoop. Nice play by Morgan.
Very good pass again too, Pat.
Pompey lost it out of bounds, but last touch by Longwood.
I'll tell you what, I think he got away with a foul there too because he was beating the guy off with his left arm so he couldn't get to the ball.
DJ Posley, the freshman who played very well in our last broadcast and has seen his minutes increase since then.
It's two things to get more playing time. Of course, you got to do well in the games, but what we don't see enough of, and most people at home never see, it's practice. They're big on what you do in practice.
DeWitt's got the drive, the bucket, and the foul.
I don't think the ball went in. I thought the ball bounced out.
Okay. You know what? I thought it was going in, so I looked over at the ref and I saw his hand come down. I thought he was signaling that it went in. Just keep your eye on the basketball, Pat. Big fella getting set to check in. Chad Cosmo. Go ahead, Randy. I know you're going to say something.
Is he related to Kramer?
I knew you had to say something.
When he comes barging in, does he go, "Hello, Jerry"?
DeWitt's got one thing I'm noticing with DeWitt, Randy. You've seen a few more IPFW games than I have, but he's really making it a point to attack the basket.
Yeah.
That's like the third time he's attacked the basket early on in this one.
Remember, though, the last couple of games, all he did in the first half was shoot threes. Then in the second half, when he went back to attacking the basket, he played much better. Nice to see him coming out in the first half tonight, shooting the shorter shots.
Gets 1 out of 2. It's 14-9, Longwood on top. Cosmo 6'11". He's been battling some injuries, but he's in there right now. He's got a 2-inch size advantage over anyone else in the game. And a shot from the outside, another three with a soft touch.
Lamar Barnett get that one. And I'll tell you what, I think that was another travel the Lancers just got away with there. The crowd was screaming for it.
Dons find themselves in a hole, down by 8 points early on. That 4-3 was a little deceiving. Inside, Best will get the bucket and a foul.
Amazing to see the difference in the styles, Pat, the contrast. We talk about how their uniforms, home and away, they would be virtually the same, but you see Longwood shooting a lot of threes. Longwood's taken 4 already. The Dons working the ball more inside, being much more effective on the inside, and usually if you can play well inside early, that'll open up your outside game, and that's the way the coaches like to see you do it. Work from inside out, not outside in.
Best with the three-point play. He's off to a quick start with 7 points. He and DeWitt Scott with all 12 of the points. Best with 7, Scott with 5.
Dons just need to pick up the defense a little right now. Remember that.
Barrett hits another shot. 2 in a row for him.
That's 8 out of 11 for the Lancers, and the Dons held Indiana State to 32% shooting the other night. Remember, they only gave up 46 points in the game. They've given up 19 points in 7 minutes here. Go figure.
Longwood playing with a lot of energy. They're in the middle of an 8-game road trip.
And that's something IPFW has coming up. Great move there by Tyler Best to drop step. But after Monday's home game against Tri-State, the Dons pretty much saying goodbye until February.
Yeah, they have a 7-game road trip we'll get into in a little bit. Best 4 out of 5 from the field, plus a free throw for 9 points.
He's keeping the Dons in it right now.
Baseline drive and thrown out of bounds off the dunk.
I'll tell you what, there have been some, how should we phrase it, unique calls so far and some unique non-calls so far. DeWitt Scott getting his first rest. Quentin Carruthers checking back in for the Dons.
Longwood with a couple more substitutions. They do play 10 deep, we're told.
Yeah, they said they have 10 guys who play at least 10 minutes a game and another 3-pointer.
Brian Butler, a 6-foot freshman. I mean, they are not
everywhere.
Yeah, they were throwing them in rainbows.
4 out of 5 from threes, 9 out of 12 overall.
Carruthers the drive, won't go, but he'll get a couple of free throws.
That was a strong move. I almost thought he was going to try to dunk that one, and I think Q may have been able to. He can take off. DeWitt Scott coming right back in, not much of a rest.
22-14 Longwood. You got to hope they cool off from outside the arc.
And the refs from the stands are already getting into it. Pat, I don't know if you just heard that gentleman say, he's yelling at the ref in front of us, you've already missed 2 travels and a tip. The other team tipped out.
I was kind of turned that way. My microphone may have picked that up.
Maybe that's where I heard it. Dons have to take advantage of the free throw line.
Carruthers missed the first. He'll get a second. Quentin averaging 10 points, 3 rebounds. Season high of 14 at Purdue, career high of 19. That was last year.
Boy, can't afford to miss 2 free throws there.
And almost made up for it with a steal, but Longwood gets it back. Cosmo with it.
Amazing that the Lancers haven't turned the ball over in 8 minutes. Again, this is a team averaging close to 20 turnovers a game.
Jefferson's 3 won't go. Maybe that's the start of a little cool spell outside the arc.
Dons need to get a bucket or 2 before we go to the next media timeout, which will be at the next dead ball.
Best kicks it out. Little short intermediate jumper by Carruthers won't go.
Just a little strong on that one.
Not many offensive rebounds for either team. Best got the one early on. That's the only one I can really remember.
Well, for Longwood, they haven't really had an opportunity. They've only missed 4 shots out of 13.
And I'm telling you, they are firing 3.
That was he was almost standing on Dane Fife's shoes there.
Yeah, Brian Butler, the freshman, is coming in, and he is just raining them.
Man.
That first one was pretty deep as well, but not quite that deep.
No, that was a solid 25 feet. That was easily NBA range.
25-14, Best gets hit across the face, and will get the bucket and the foul. And we've got a break in the action. We'll shoot a free throw when we come back. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Tyler Best, Pat, working inside, the great shot with the right hand. He's got 11 points already, 5 out of 6 from the floor. Through the foul, get a chance for the old-fashioned, as we like to say, three-point play. The Dons haven't hit a three tonight, but they've only shot 2 of them, and I like that. I don't think you should be forcing up threes early, but, oh, man, Longwood's 5 out of 7 from 3.
Yeah, and
that's why they got the lead.
On a couple of them, you really can't fault the Dons' defense because you're going to give the guy the shot from the bench.
Yeah, pretty much.
Best with 12 points. His season high is 15. He's done that twice, so he's certainly on pace to better that.
Yeah, he's got a big size advantage on these guys, and he's taking advantage of it.
Let's see if
I thought he was going to shoot it.
As I say, Butler, it wouldn't doubt me that Chris Quinn from Notre Dame hit a couple from out there last night. Jefferson with a drive, and he knocks it down. Inside, very upset with his team right now. He's not like it. Jefferson's the one guy who's taking it to the hoop.
Yeah, that was a pretty good move. Savely back in the game now. Might have gotten away with a double dribble there.
Dons trail it by 10. Best won his shot, left that one a little short, but Carruthers with a tap in.
That was a fantastic tip, Pat. Did you see him just hang in the air, tip it? I think he tipped it with his left hand. The coach for Longwood, Mike Gillian, was standing in front of me, so I didn't get a clear view of it, but it looked like it was left-handed.
That was a left-handed tip. Little turnaround, no good. Best with the rebound. He's got 3 of those.
How come these guys can't make it from 2 feet, yet can make it from 28? Crazy game.
DeWitt Scott with it. He has 5 points. Back to Best. Keep feeding the hot man. Looking to kick it back out. Savely thought about 3.
Plenty of time on the shot clock. Just getting towards 10 now.
Savely open for the 3 and won't go, but that was a good-looking 3 there. He was open.
And that was a terrific pass by Best to find the open man. Nice block. Oh! I was about to say nice block. Oh, they called the charge. That was a good block.
Good block by Best and a charge drawn by Justin Hawkins.
Who else? We haven't mentioned his name tonight. Hitting the floor for the first time. Watch him get perfect position there. He was flat out standing still, Pat, and then he was laid flat out.
Good job by our cameraman underneath. That was right into his kitchen.
And again, surprising to not see much of a press out of the Lancers. Which Scott almost fumbled it away. Found the handle on the top.
Dons have cut it to 8. Scott with a drive. Stop and gets it in.
Now he might have got away with a shuffle of the feet there, so maybe we're evening up on the calls. Dons back within 6 all of a sudden.
Jefferson, he's got a quick first step, and he's going to be fouled as he went around Quentin Carruthers. Jefferson, we told you, had the ankle injury coming in. He's missed 2 of the last 4. He has 9 points. He's had 4 out of 6.
Didn't look like his ankle was bothering him on that spin.
No, he's looked actually, I haven't detected any hobbling whatsoever.
Dr. Hoffman all over the ankle.
I've been to the doctor's office a few times. They're picking up on a few things. And Morgan.
They call the travel on. He's so big he didn't get off the ground when he went up for the shot, and Best got his hand on it. I'm not saying that I couldn't use another salad or 2, but, you know.
Yeah, he looks pretty solid, though.
He just didn't have a lot of elevation there. Here comes the press now, Pat. Someone needs to come back and help. Nobody on the Dons noticed that they were pressing there, and Justin Hawkins did the right thing, though. He took the timeout. You don't want to just give him the ball. Yeah, we'll stay here.
Well, this is something Coach Fife a little upset about because they knew it was coming.
Right.
They knew the press was going to be coming at some point.
Yeah, but the thing was, you're 11 minutes into the ball game, they haven't really pressed, so you stop thinking about it as a player. Someone has to yell, hey, come on back. You can also run baseline at that point, which you couldn't run baseline because it wasn't after made baskets. So Hawkins did the right thing by calling the timeout. Now they come out ready to go. The Dons, 9 out of 16, shooting 56%. That was excellent, though not as excellent as Longwood. 11 out of 18 for 61%.
That's pretty impressive.
Both really are.
For 2 teams,
45% is really good these days.
For the season, shoot under 40%.
Here comes the trap. Nice play by Carruthers to break it.
Best working inside, puts it up and left it short, fights for it, won't go. Carruthers put back in the foul.
Quentin Carruthers really doing a lot of the things that don't show up in the box score so much right now. Getting the tip, coming in, getting another offensive rebound there. I think the only thing he's upset about right now is missing a couple of free throws, but he can make up for that here.
Q with 4 points now.
One of the many very good players to come out of Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, there's been quite a few. Carruthers 0 for 3 from the stripe.
Don's not taking advantage. They've been to the line 7 times already, Pat, but have only made 3 of them. You want at least 5 out of 7. Longwood yet to visit the charity stripe.
Giles with it now over on the right side. That's Sumter. Haven't heard much from him yet. He averages 13 a game. Morgan, the little pull-up, and gets it to fall.
And I was about to say, I don't think that's a shot you want to see him take if you're Longwood, but obviously he knew what he was doing there. That breaks up, about a 4 or 5 minute dry spell for the Lancers. They've been stuck on 27 for quite a while.
Lead back up to 6, 29-23. Tyler Best, he's been fantastic. Backing him in again. Nice little move. He'll get the bucket. He's owning Clayton Morgan underneath tonight.
That's twice he's used a drop step on him, and twice that it's worked. And Best with 14, just one off his career high. And we still have plenty of time to go in this ballgame.
Pull-up shot gets the friendly roll. Lamar Barrett.
Man, these guys are not shy, Pat.
These the same rims that we've had all year long, but I tell you what, both sides are really getting some nice soft bounces on these rims tonight.
And I don't think that it's a case of bad defense. Sometimes it is. They're playing defense. Both teams are just shooting exceptionally well.
Well, shooting is so much confidence, and once you get a couple to fall early, and we've seen it the other way around, you get a couple don't fall. Best again, the spin, and he is just on fire. 16 points for Tyler Best.
It's career best for Best. Pat, part of it too, I mean, the Dons shooting 60%, but most of their shots have been within 5 or 10 feet.
Shot by Barrett won't go, but he saves it himself and saves it over to Sumter. Now they'll reverse it over to Giles. And Barrett, he's a real energy man right now. On top, Giles for 3, and that one curls out. Hawkins with a rebound.
Well, that first shot was so bad that nobody could get the rebound, and guys had good position for it, but it barely grazed the rim, and only the guy who shot it knew where it was going.
31-27, Don's chance to cut into it. Best, can he do it again? He can. He is just unstoppable right now. 18 points.
Lead down to 2 all of a sudden, Pat. Keep feeding the big man. He's hungry. You know, and I was calling Lamar Barnett because you met my buddy, Larry Barnett. I was calling him Larry. I almost thought he was Larry Barnett.
Don's within 2. Sumter from the elbow gets it to fall.
Boy, that looked like it was a turnover. I'll tell you what, Sumter wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for that Sumter.
He had a little smile on his face on that one. Can Best do it again? He's hit 8 out of 11. He'll go for it. Left that one a little short.
Yeah. He got a little push there, too, from Morgan when he went up. That's good defense.
Jefferson cuts in and fouled before the shot. We've got a break in the action. Don's down by 4. We'll take a break. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN 4 Wings.
Oh, yes, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40 of Dedham. He's going down the sideline, and it's up.
If legislation being considered now in the U.S. Congress passes, you won't see your local team or your government or local events in news on this TV channel. Telecom giants want to end the funding source for this and other local channels. And with such action, end your rights to watch or produce local programming. Don't let local access become won't see TV. Go to SaveMyFreeSpeech.net or AllianceCM.org now and learn how you can help. Become informed and contact your representatives in Washington. The time for your action is now. Otherwise, this is all you'll see here soon.
Hey, Pat, I noticed somebody in the house tonight who spent many a night here in Memorial Coliseum sitting directly across from us. Ian Boyce, former comic. I would call him a comic great, wouldn't you?
I would say so. And right at the Knob Brick and Fireplace, we'll give Knob Brick an extra little plug there.
Okay.
Sitting directly across from us, you're right, holding the youngster.
One of his kids. He's a financial planner these days. Or just opened his own company in the last year or so.
Thanks for that little Ian Boyce update, Randy.
Hey. We go golfing every once in a while.
We're going to the free throw line right now. Michael Jefferson playing very well.
Here you go, Pat, for bonus points. Where did Ian go to college?
Hey, jeez, you got me on that one.
Vermont. I just remember because my nephew went there. So I used to sing the praises of Burlington. That was on the floor. I don't know why he's getting 2 shots on this one. Boy, the officiating's been as bad here tonight, Pat, as it was in some of the bowl games.
Yeah, they called it on the floor from my recollection.
Well,
and that fan behind me.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, some interesting calls tonight. But you know what? If you're the player, they hand you the ball and say, go to the line, you do. You don't question it.
Jefferson will check out with 11 points. He'll get a little breather. Speaking of breather, Tyler Best still in the ball game.
Well,
that's one thing you talked with Coach Fife on Wednesday about his conditioning.
Yeah, he said it's
I watched a little of the Dane Fife show.
Said it's getting a lot better, and the thing is, Pat, when you're hitting shots, you want to stay in the game.
Pompey opened for the 3, was halfway down the well, but kicked out, but the Dons get the rebound to Whit Scott, and he's fouled.
Now, Dane Fife's always telling me that Scott has no elevation. I see him getting up every once in a while, but he's a smart player. He knows how to use the shot fake. That's why he gets open for so many of his shots, and why he can get to the basket as well without being a great leaper. If you hear us laughing tonight, it's because the crowd is just excellent. And we encourage you fans. You know, we love that you watch the games, but come on out here and catch one in person. They're even better in person.
Absolutely.
They really are.
Yeah, you really, honestly, you need to come out and I'm not going to tell you have to come and support the home team, but come and check them out. Give them a chance at least. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the quality of play.
Basketball.
Scott gets a couple of free throws. He shoots 88% from the line. Every coach loves to see that.
He's really been a good player from the very first game of the season, Pat. You know, going in, remember we talked to Dane a couple times, and he was really concerned about where they were going to get points. And Scott told me a couple games in, he goes, I always knew I was going to score. He just didn't know.
And another deep 3, and I don't know if you can see Coach Fife's reaction or not. You can sort of see it there on your screen.
He's laughing.
His head's still down. Well, I was about to say, seriously, Fife had 1 foot on the playing surface over there on the bench. It's like, Dane, you better watch out because Butler's right over in that range. You might get in his way.
Yeah. Great play there by Brad Pompey to break that trap. Got it across to the open man. They worked it inside, and I think that's a 17th foul. So DeWitt Scott's going to get a 1-and-1 here.
So Brian Butler has been tremendous tonight off the bench.
It's either that or they called that a shooting foul. No, that's a 1-and-1. They just haven't put the foul up there. Yeah, and Coach Gillian is saying 6.
He is their leading three-point shooter on the year, but at 35%, 28 out of 80. Tonight he is 3 for 3, and not one has been under 22 feet, I don't think.
There's just been a lot of miscommunications between the entire officiating crew right now, and then just the 3 officials, and then them trying to get it across to the coaches and players as well.
Sumter 3 won't go. Loose ball will go back to Longwood.
I'll tell you what, I thought they were going to call Dana Smith, who's one of their better players off the bench, good shooter. I thought they were going to call him for going over the back there. That was very, very close.
Smith, as we said, started a couple of games in place of Jefferson and averaged 14 a game, so he certainly earned himself some more minutes.
A lot of standing around by Longwood there.
Zelko shots into the game, giving the Dons some more height and doing a good job keeping his hands straight up.
Blocks there, 2 blocks now for the Dons. Amazingly, though, Pat, only 1 turnover for each team so far. We're talking after 16 minutes of play.
Best with the little jumper. He has reached the 20-point mark in the first half.
And the lead back down to 3. Let's not forget about that. The Dons were down by 12.
You can just see the body language of Tyler Best right now. It just seems much more assertive. Butler for his fourth three, and finally one won't go. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Dons basketball. We've got a break in action. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back. Dons trailed by 3. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
Look at Tyler Best, Pat. He's got the whole package working on it. This time just turns around, faces up. You know what? Morgan's looking for the spin move or the drop step, and he just says, I'll just take the 12-footer and swish it. Best 9 out of 13 from the floor, 2 out of 2 from the line, 3 rebounds. He's got a block shot. He's got 20 points. The only thing he needs, Pat, is an assist.
Something tells me he's going to be sending this tape home.
And that's one of the reasons the Dons only have 4 assists so far and 14 baskets, because Best is getting so many inside. He's being fed the ball and he's just making the move. Whereas, how about this? 10 assists on 15 baskets for Longwood. That's a very, very good percentage.
Basically, they're just passing around the perimeter and firing up the 3, so you get the assist.
But it's an assist nonetheless.
3 on the way. DeWitt Scott knocks it down.
And guess what? We got us a tie ball game all of a sudden. DeWitt Scott not doing badly tonight either. He's got 14.
He made a good point during the break. Pompey going for the steal.
Ooh, just stepped out of bounds.
Dave Fife was literally right on the ref's back on that one.
Hey, when there's a steal, Fife's always involved in that. You know, that was one of his fortes at IU.
The point you made during the break is that 38 points for Longwood already with 3 minutes to go in the half. Dons only gave up 46 last game.
Yeah, but this is a much different pace game, and the shooting's been so good. The Sycamores only shot 32% now. Nice backdoor cut.
And Jefferson missed it inside, though, and Pompey with the rebound, something he does very well from his guard position.
Well, Jefferson should have backed out to about 24 feet and fired it. He probably would have made it.
Dons with a chance to take a lead. This would be a big momentum bucket right here if they can get it. Guess who wants it? Mr. Best. He's got 20 points. Going to get 2 more inside, and he'll get it to go.
I'm shocked that there was no foul called one way or the other on that one. There was a lot of body banging going. 22 points. How about this, Pat? 36 points, all but 4 of the points between Best and Scott. Justin Hawkins hitting the floor again. Got run over, but no call. Probably a good no call right there.
Fans really starting to applaud the hustle plays. Don's starting to come up with several more hustle plays these last couple of minutes.
And their defense has been terrific for the last 10 minutes or so after the Lancers bolted out to the 27 points very early in the second half, or excuse me, in the first half here, and only 11 since then for the Lancers.
Tyler Best looking very much like David Simon the last couple of years for the Dons.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember Simon getting 22 points and a half. Yeah, an easy one inside that time for Clayton Morgan.
Well, Tyler Best had to come over because the man was beat, so he came over on the help defense, and a good play by the Longwood guy there who dished it off to the wide-open Clayton Morgan.
Just good to see how many minutes Best has played. I don't remember being on the bench for more than 2.
Boy, he had a little guy on him there. Kirk Williams is only 6'6", 180 pounds, and he did the right thing. Took it right to the basket. Now he's going to get free throws out of it.
He's one guy that probably looking forward to the rest at halftime, but someone who probably doesn't really want the halftime to come because he's so hot.
Yes, it's one of those, as we like to say, it's a dichotomy.
Okay.
well, you're conflicted about it. Yeah, you want the rest, but you want to keep playing because you're playing so well. Q coming back in, that would be Quentin Carruthers coming in for Brad Pompey.
Tyler struggled from the field this year, shooting just 36%. Tonight, 10 out of 14, so really coming on these last several games.
2 out of 3 from the line.
68% on the year from there. Gets that one to fall. 23 first half points for Tyler Best.
That's pretty good.
Down by a point.
I really thought at number 3 there, Kirk Williams was going to shoot that ball when he was about 25 feet out.
Morgan pass underneath and won't go inside. DeWitt Scott, who you say can't jump, gets another rebound.
But you see how Best changed that spot? That shot, he might have gotten a piece of it because I think they gave him a block on that. 5 rebounds for DeWitt Scott.
Best spin inside, thought about the window a little bit too far, gets it back. Pass underneath, and shot won't go that time for Carruthers.
I didn't have a good view because, again, Coach standing up, and Carruthers, I thought, might have been fouled on that. Best is definitely getting tired now. You could tell on that last shot it wasn't even close.
Little turnaround won't go, and Hawkins snares the rebound.
Justin Hawkins may not be doing much on offense. He hasn't taken a shot, but he's, as always, he's playing his solid defense.
Dons with a 1-point lead. Chance to add to that. We're inside a minute. First half. It's been very entertaining first half, no doubt. Perhaps played a little more at the pace of Longwood. Posley underneath will go to the line and shoot a pair.
And another terrific pass there from Tyler Best. Posley went right up with it. Don't know if it was much of a foul. I think he got him with the body a little, but you know what? When you make the aggressive move, the refs are going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Posley just, he needs to get a little stronger to play college basketball, Pat. I mean, obviously he's playing college basketball, but he's very thin. How you and I used to be. We got him with the body.
I once was extremely thin.
As was I.
Scrawny would probably be a better word to describe me.
Stick man.
Pretty much.
Dons really need to take better advantage from the free throw line. That is now 9 out of 15. Not a bad percentage, 60%. You want to be up closer 75 or 80.
They lead it by 2. Longwood will take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Dons 42, Lancers 40. Dons on the season averaging 62 points a game, so they're 20 points away from their season average.
Yeah, with 40 seconds left in the half, 31 on the shot clock, the Dons are going to get the ball back. I mean, the Lancers could try to fire one up real quick and hope they'd get a 2-for-1, but chances are they wouldn't have too much time left, so I think they'll just play it straight, try to use some clock here and look for a good shot, probably a 3-pointer. And I got a feeling that Coach wants to take a 3, and maybe you can go into halftime with the lead.
The Dons have only taken 5 of the 3-pointers tonight. They're 1 out of 5, but they have been pounding it in to Tyler Best, who is 10 of 15 shooting.
Yeah, so if they're 1 out of 5 from 3, they're what, 15 out of 23. That's pretty good. That's pretty good shooting inside. 2-point. Taking their time here, the Lancers. Who's going to shoot the 3, Pat? Uh-oh. Almost a turnover.
I'm just glad Butler's not in there.
Ooh, boy, that looked like a clean block by Quentin Carruthers.
And for the first time, we're seeing a little sign of Jefferson showing a problem with that ankle. Came down a little gingerly that time.
Yeah, and that's 2 fouls on Quentin Carruthers. Good move here by Dane Fife. We saw it on the replay. That looked like a good block. So Fife going to get Carruthers to the bench, so he has no chance of picking up his 3rd before halftime. Brad Pompey ready to come back in.
Jefferson misses the free throw. He leads Longwood with 11 points. Of course, that puts him 12 points behind Tyler Best. And DeWitt Scott with 14. You're getting 2 career-type performances out of those 2 players.
Scott's had some big games this year. He had 17 last time. Now he's got some 20 records.
He had a high of 26 earlier against Valpo, but still, with 14 in the first half, he's on pace for 28.
Jefferson moving very poorly on that ankle right now, Pat. Man, that's why they just took him out. He's going to have to get that retaped. Here comes the press.
Hawkins dribbles out of it ahead to Posley. Careful around that timeline.
That was a freshman mistake right there.
Butler and the deuce that time by Dana Smith. Costly turnover there.
That was a bad mistake there by Cosley.
Still got 10 to go. Pompey through the defense. A little too high to Best. Loose ball. And still got 2 seconds to go. Still the heat. It was good if it went.
Just a hair away from them taking the lead at the half.
Dane Fife probably pretty happy overall with the first half, but a little upset there at the end. But his team will take a 1-point deficit into the locker room. Very entertaining first half of play. Lancers lead at 43-42. Randy and I will take a break. We'll come back. Randy's halftime guest will be the athletic director for IPFW.
We're talking to the Pope tonight.
Yeah, I think he's going to be happy about some grades that recently came out. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stop Band is looking for more members and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stop.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
Pizza! I must eat. No way. Well, what is this? Capsicum anum, agaricus bisporus, allium cepa. Can we eat it? Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man. Funny.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stop Band is looking for more members and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stop.
Ten seconds, Randy. Back once again at halftime. Entertaining game. Longwood right now on top of IPFW, 43-42. Pat Hoffman along with Randy Schiffman, who's standing by on the court with a special halftime guest.
All right, thanks a lot, Pat. Hey, Mark, I know before we start talking about this game tonight, there's something you're truly excited about with the athletic department here. The grades just came in from the first semester, and I understand they were better than good.
I can breathe a sigh of relief. There's always that time period right after finals and before I get the grade reports to where we stand. The last 4 semesters, we've had 3.0 GPAs, and you just hope that you can get another one, and we sure did. We hit a 3.08 GPA across the department, and that's a record for us.
And you also told me, what was it, 63% of your student athletes had a minimum 3-point grade average?
Out of our 211 student athletes, 63% had a 3.0 or better. We had 27 4.0s. And the funniest thing I saw all week long was Arnie Ball, volleyball coach, and Billy Gernon, baseball coach, are in the hallway playing liar's poker with each other, talking about, well, this guy, he got a B, but he may be getting an A. He's got to talk to the prof because they're battling for high GPA. on the men's side, and that's a new honor for both of them.
And what would be average, like for a university? What's average across the country?
The way I've been able to look at it, I would say that 2.75, 2.8 is your typical GPA for a Division I program. To have a 3.05 semesters in a row, Stanford's done it, Duke's done it, Notre Dame's done it. I couldn't find anybody else.
Okay, that's pretty good company. Now, speaking of company, I know you want to be the company of a conference ASAP.
Absolutely.
The win over Indiana State, I think that's the biggest in school history. What did that do for you guys to get you pointed in that direction?
Well, we got noticed. I've received a lot of emails this week and a couple of phone calls from people saying, wow, or I can't believe it, or how did that happen, or what's going on? But it was all good, positive stuff. There was a great article on CBSSportsline.com, and if you go to CBSSportsline.com and go to Greg, help me with Greg's last name.
I can't remember.
Greg Doyle's. Okay, Greg Doyle's article. He has a great article on Dane and on the program and how big the win was, and it really is true. And that's getting national notice across the nation. So we're very, very proud of it. The thing Dane preached all week long is no letdowns.
And I think you're proud of that article too because it gave you a 4.0 for hiring him. I'll mention that right up front because he won't mention it.
4.0 I've ever gotten. So
even on an 8-point scale, like I used to say I had. Now about this game tonight, though, the one thing that surprises me, gave up 46 against Indiana State, gave up 43 already in the first half tonight. Not good.
Well, they're shooting lights out, and Dane went into a 2-3 zone, and we had a couple of guys from Virginia shoot lights out. That little number 12 was a freshman.
Everywhere they're shooting it.
I don't want to play that kid anymore. And 20 Jefferson has been hobbled with an ankle injury, and he's obviously come off of that, and he's playing well. So we're going to have to. I think the zone's going to have to go bye-bye.
And it's a new year, which means you have some new sports starting up, especially volleyball. The men, they're getting ready to rock and roll, and I understand this could be a Final Four type team Arnie has this year.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do know we ran out of ice today because Arnie's in his two-a-days, and these guys came over. They're sitting over here in various states of disrepair right now. They just finished their second two-a-day, and he is working them very hard. We're excited about the possibilities. I think Arnie's got some people, a couple of transfers, and a couple of new kids that are going to make a major difference. There's a couple of kids who can jump just simply out of the building.
Now, you also mentioned Billy Gernon, the baseball coach. There's a team that's had some good seasons as well, and they'll be starting very soon.
Absolutely, and isn't it fun to think about that?
Yeah, baseball warm, sunshine.
Yes, all those kinds of good things. Billy's coming off a 20-win season, and he's looking for more. He's looking for better. I think he's had a great recruiting class. He's very proud of what the group he's got coming in. So, everything's pointing very positively for Billy and the baseball program.
Do you feel yet, since you've joined the university as athletic director, that it's turned the corner of D1?
Oh, geez, Randy, I don't know. I'm going to let other people decide that. I continue to keep my eye focused on the major thing, which is conference. And until I can accomplish that goal, to me, we have not done what I've set out to do. That, to me, is still mission number one. It's still the critical thing that I work on every single day. I did two things today in that regard. When we get that accomplished, then I can sit back and start to have a good measuring stick. As far as other D1 programs that are independents, I think we're doing fine. I think we're holding our own. But when we get to that next level where we can actually do a conference check against our teams, we're going to be all right.
And it's coming soon, and Happy New Year, and hopefully this will be the year. And Pat, back to you.
Eddie, thank you very much. Our halftime score, 43-42. We will take this time out. We'll have the halftime stats when we come back. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
That book was all right. If she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Oh, yes, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40 of Dedham. He's going down the sideline, and it's up.
If legislation being considered now in the U.S. Congress passes, you won't see your local team or your government or local events and news on this TV channel. Telecom giants want to end the funding source for this and other local channels. and with such action, end your rights to watch or produce local programming. Don't let local access become won't see TV. Go to SaveMyFreeSpeech.net or AllianceCM.org now and learn how you can help. Become informed and contact your representatives in Washington. The time for your action is now. Otherwise, this is all you'll see here soon.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
Once again at halftime, 43-42, very even ball game, as you might imagine. Pat Hoffman along with Randy Schiffman. And Randy, I tell you what, when you take a look at the stats in this ball game, the one thing that's going to stick out is the three-point shooting for Longwood,
right.
But the Dons shooting even better from the two-point range.
That's right. 55% overall for the Dons, but only 1 out of 6 from three-point. 6 out of 11. That's over 50% for the Lancers, and they shot 17 out of 33, 52%. So both teams shooting the ball extremely well. This really isn't the kind of game we were expecting because the Dons, they've been playing some very good defense lately, Pat. So it's surprising to see those numbers.
You take a look at the stats right there.
That's the best I've looked in a while, by the way.
16 out of 29. That's pretty good. Dane Fife will take that anytime. Of course, he'd like to see a little better defensive effort. But in his team's defense, I mean, some of those threes, you are not right. You want them to shoot those threes. Brian Butler has hit 3 out of 4, and probably from a combined 70 feet.
You can't guard guys when they're 25 feet out. You got to let them shoot it because they're going to miss it most of the time. So you got to let them take that. But you know what? He's got to be happy with the way they're shooting the ball. And I'm sure all he preached at halftime was defense, and maybe a little more defense. And if they play good defense in the second half, they'll win this ball game. They're trying to win back-to-back for the first time in 14 months.
Yeah. As far as individual scoring, look at that big number, 2-3 by Best, and that is apropos right there. 23 points, and DeWitt Scott with 14.
The 14 gets overshadowed, and that's a great half. That's a good ball game.
Like to see a little more balance there, maybe in the second half, get a few more people involved. But we will take a timeout. We'll have more in the start of the second half when we come back. You're watching IPFW Basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
once again, 1 point advantage for Longwood. The largest lead in the ball game, 11 points. Longwood had that 25-14. We've had 4 lead changes. Dons led at 4-3, then fell behind by 11, came back to lead at 40-38, and switched it back and forth a couple of times since then. Points in the paint, Dons with a 20-12 advantage, and one thing that kind of sticks out, both teams only with 2 points off turnovers, so both teams doing a great job in the turnover department.
Yeah, very few turnovers in the game, 2 by the Dons, only 3 by the Lancers, who've turned it over a lot, averaging, I believe it's 18 a game. But Pat, remember right before halftime, the Dons had a 1-point lead and looked like they'd go into the locker room with the lead, and a turnover by freshman DJ Posley.
Dons had a couple of shots in close, couldn't get them to fall. Michael Jefferson does get the start here in the second half. He looked hobbled at the end of the first half. He's been battling that ankle injury. He leads the Lancers with 12 points. He came out noticeably limping, but he does get the start, probably trying to loosen it up.
They probably got it retaped, too.
Shot won't go by Carruthers, but Best with a rebound will get the easy putback. He has 25 points.
Best just shoved somebody out of the way to get that rebound.
Hey, if they're going to let you play physical.
That's right. If they don't call it, it's legal.
So the Dons up by a point. Really a key ball game on the schedule here. Hard to say that when you're 3-11, but coming off that big win, you really want to build off it. They've got another home game tomorrow before going on the road for 7 straight.
That's right. And the home game Monday is against Tri-State, another game they should win. That could be 3 wins in a row for the first time. I can't remember that far back. It's been a while.
I don't mean 7 straight like driving over to Illinois or things like that. We're talking Texas. We're talking North and South Dakota, Virginia. They'll play Longwood, this team here again on the road. So really an important game.
We're getting on that seesaw now, Pat. The lead keeps going back and forth, back and forth.
Savely cuts in the lane. Little runner won't go. Rebound pulled down by Clayton Morgan.
Savely didn't get a lot of minutes in the first half, and for those of you out there who may be joining us for the first time right now during this game, remember we talked about this one being what Dane Fife and his staff are calling, Pat, the beginning of their conference season. The final 11 games against teams their size and their situation. So they're considering their conference season.
Maurice Sumter with the easy bucket inside that time. 3-point lead for Longwood. Got to give Longwood a lot of credit, Randy, for the intensity and the emotion that they have played with here tonight. Kind of, I think very appropriate what Coach Fife calling this a conference-type game. So both teams really feel this is a game they have to win.
Yeah, and the Dons have been saying they think they should win this game, and I'll guarantee you Longwood feels the same exact way.
Best steps outside. This is his night. I'm going to have to go buy some lottery tickets for him because everything is going his way. 21 points.
Thinking the same exact thing.
Not to imply that it's been anything lucky for Best. No. It's just his night.
That's right.
And the little runner by Jefferson. Ankle doesn't seem to be bothering him too much. He's hobbled a little bit, but he is a scorer.
The shooting continues to just be outstanding for both teams in this game. Both still over 50%. And we're in the second half.
Best with it. Underneath, works his way, but stops along the baseline.
And that was a dunk there by Carruthers. Practice dunk, but he was going to dunk at the real, too. I mean, he was wide open.
Is this the kind of game you think Dane Fife wanted to see himself in, or?
No. I think he knew that this game was going to be a little higher scoring than the last game, just because of the style that Longwood plays. You're going to get more opportunities, you get more shots, there are going to be more points scored. But defensively, I don't think he's happy with his team today.
Sumter with a nice move that time.
See what I mean? Didn't even have to say anything there.
I credit the offensive guy.
Well, he beat one player, but where's the help? You got to have help.
That's it, Mo. Good job,
you always have to know where the ball and the man are.
They throw over the defense that time. Jefferson steps on the baseline there, going for the steal.
Heads up play there by Tyler Best as he was going to fall out of bounds. Just hand the guy the ball. He's standing out of bounds. Let him get the call.
Dons trail it by 4, 16:44 to play, second half. Coming up after us on our UPN station, Everybody Hates Chris.
I still have yet to see that show.
Got to get cable.
That's good.
Well, you know, you have a copy of it that you're supposed to bring back for me, and you never did.
Well, that's the first show. We'll get back to that later. Rebound by Best off the miss from Pompey. Savely with it. Season opening. Takes it down the lane. Can't get the runner to fall, but he'll get 2 free throws.
Nice play by Savely to draw the foul there. But did you notice, Pat? He knew he was going to get hacked, but he was concentrating on trying to make that shot. A lot of guys just worry about getting fouled and just want to make the free throws, but he went in there with every intention of making that shot. He had his eye on the rim, and that ball didn't miss by much.
Almost got that soft roll. Free throw does get the soft roll. He shoots 72%. 6-foot freshman, averaging 10 points, 4 rebounds a game, with a season high of 18 against Marygrove.
I also saw him get 8 rebounds in a game. 8 for a guy who's generously listed at 6 foot.
Just 1 out of 2 from the line. Don's missing some opportunities there. Just 10 out of 17. Sumter with a hot hand. Scored 2 more.
Have you noticed that in this half, in the first 4 minutes here, only 1 3-point shot by Longwood, and they're being much more effective by taking the ball inside, scoring much better.
Sumter hit that first bucket of the game, but didn't do much after that in the first half. But he's come out with 3 buckets here in the second half.
All on the inside.
Up to a 5-point game. Savely on the drive that time.
He got fouled. He thought he got hit on the arm when he shot it, but the ref didn't think so, and that's all that matters.
Chance to open up a little bit of a lead here. In the lane, shot won't fall. Dons do get the rebound, and they look to push. DeWitt Scott back out to Pompey. Bring it in, little pull-up in the fall.
Nice shot by Pompey. Good move there. They need to get Scott some shots there. I don't think he's taking a shot in this half. He had 14 in the first half. Yeah, you know what? Guys are hot. Keep riding them.
First bucket of the night for Pompey.
Backdoor cut. Nobody's watching the ball again, Pat. Nobody's watching the ball on defense.
Jefferson with 18 points. He has hit 7 out of 10 from the field.
Those are the kind of plays that drive a coach crazy, especially a defensive-minded coach like Dane Fife.
Lead back up to 5. DeWitt Scott working on Sumter, down to Best. He's loved this matchup, and he'll get another easy, too.
That's just too easy. Talk about bad defense. He just let Best back him down and just basically lay it in. So, okay, we'll play offense now.
Clayton Morgan looking to get 2 back at the other end, and that one won't go. A little bit too hard, and he's frustrated. He's got his head down right now.
Look at Little Savely with the rebound, pushes it up and sets up Pompey for the 3. Can't do any better than that, Pat. 5 all came together.
It's a big 3 by Pompey.
Oh, Savely trying to draw the foul, didn't get it.
We've got a timeout in action. We are all tied up. You are watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
Back once again, and we missed about 3 seconds of action, and I tell you what, Mr. Butler hit another one from about 30 feet that time.
The Butler did it. He literally was 10 feet behind the 3-point line when he shot that ball. He didn't even hesitate, Pat, and that wasn't even off a dribble. He just went straight up and shot.
And DJ Posley will get the bucket. Dons get 2 of the 3 back right away.
Big Z, Zelko Edrich in now is 2. I think that's how he's pronouncing his name now. He keeps changing his pronunciation.
And another one falling, Lamar Barrett.
Again, these teams are just, shall we paraphrase or quote Dan Patrick, en fuego? Are they en fuego, these teams?
I'd say they are definitely en fuego.
54% for the Dons, 57% for the Lancers.
Best with it along the baseline. Scott cuts in. Nice dish. Zelko will get the 2. And he's got to thank his buddy DeWitt Scott for that.
It was a beautiful assist. The old drive and dish.
Zelko Edgerich with the bucket.
That was a walk.
And, jeez.
Nice pass after he took the extra stay. Changed pivot feet.
Kirk Williams, the 2. 62-59.
The 3-point shot's been the difference in the game, though. Don's 3 out of 9, which isn't that bad. Shoot a third because that's like shooting 50% from 2-point land, but 7 out of 13.
Best and can't get it to fall, but he will get 2 free throws. Which Mike Gillian wanted a push off on that.
Yeah. Well, you know what, though? They're not going to call that now, Pat, because these guys really haven't been guarding him much. They've really been letting him do whatever he wants out there, so when he goes in and there's some contact, they're going to call on the defender for finally playing some defense.
Brian Butler hobbling over to the bench for Longwood.
I don't think Dane Fife minds seeing him sit down.
He keeps getting further away for 3-point shots.
I know. You know, when he caught that last one, admit it, when he got it, you thought, there's no way he's shooting that ball. There's no way. And he just went right up and shot.
He literally was, you look at the top of the key and where the free throw, or the half-court line, he was about midway between that line.
Without a dribble. He just went straight up and shot it. There's the best move right there. Almost got it to go. Missed the first free throw. Need him to make the second here.
He's hit 4 out of 5 from the stripe. He's done just about everything right tonight. 31, no points. And he's
that didn't even hit the rim.
Yeah, he's getting tired. I could tell that in the early stages just a few minutes ago of the second half that he is definitely a little more winded, playing more minutes than he's used to. Easy 2 underneath for Longwood.
Yeah, he's not making it up court so quickly right now. Might be a good time to give him a breather. If you take him out now, you get him, a little extra rest with the media timeout coming up soon, too.
Just looking at the first half stat sheet, Best played all 20 minutes in that first half.
I didn't think he sat because he was playing so well.
I thought they sat him for a second, but maybe it just was a second. And inside. Over to Hawkins, nearly stole away. Hawkins in the corner, 10 on the shot clock. Savely will use the window and get it.
Savely kept moving. It's just like in football. When a guy gets in trouble with the ball, you got to move to the open spot, and he did. He's getting ready to come back in. I think Best will get a break. Look at him just clearing out underneath. He took 2 players with him. Oh, Best, that was pretty comical, really. Mike Gillian was going crazy, the Longwood coach.
For the tie, won't go by Hawkins.
You know what? That's the first shot Hawkins took tonight. That's tough to go almost 30 minutes of game time without taking a shot.
Yes, it is. Especially for someone like you, Randy.
No, I don't mean tough to not physically take the shot. I mean it's tough when you finally take one, it's hard to make one.
Savely with the quick hands, but his layup won't go. Thought he was fouled.
After I complimented him on the other one where he knew he was going to get fouled and try to make the shot that time, he looked like he wasn't even trying to make the shot because he thought he was just going to get hammered. And he made such a good defensive play, too, with the steal.
Just inside 11 minutes to play in this game. Don's trailing by 3.
Don's going to the zone now, Pat, the 2-3.
Well, Mr. Butler's on the bench. That part's good. 3 on the way, but it doesn't matter who shoots it.
Dana Smith that time. And that was from, about 23 maybe?
Yeah, I mean, you can't spread the zone that far. Pompey in traffic, kicks it out. DeWitt Scott for the answer, and he knocks it down.
This is truly one of the most entertaining games I've seen in a long time.
His first bucket of the second half. He had 14 in the first. He's got 17 now. Another 3 for Smith, and it goes.
Is anybody going to miss? Dane Fife is just shaking his head.
Longwood can shoot the 3.
And make it tonight. 9 out of 16.
Dons have hit 4 out of 11. We've got a timeout in action. Foul call against Longwood. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN 4A.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stop Band is looking for more members and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
Don's to inbounds and tip nearly stolen away. Don's get it back. Shot won't go. Nice rejection that time inside by Longwood.
Edgeworth had trouble getting that one in. Quentin Carruthers made a good cut, but shot was blocked on the way to the basket.
Big spot in the game here. Still got plenty of time, but the lead is up to 6 for Longwood. Don't want to see it get much bigger than that, and Don's have to claw their way back. Sumter guarded by Savely. He's got a 6-inch advantage there, but not a quickness advantage. Savely with the steal. Don's with a chance. Wide open for 3. Scott knocks it down. Second in a row.
20 for him now. He's got 20. Best 30. You know what, Pat? With Savely, when he's guarding a bigger guy, to him, that just means the ball's closer to his hands to steal.
Sumter out of control on that one, but Clayton Morgan will get the bucket and the foul. Got Hawkins off his feet.
And like Clayton Moore, he was a lone ranger under the basket there, got the rebound, just went right back up with it.
Morgan with 10 points, 6 rebounds. He has had a rough night defensively.
Yeah.
Having his hands full with Best, but scrapping on the boards and with his 11th point. So he's above his average of 9.4. And the lead back to 6.
Yep, and that quickly negates the 3-point basket by DeWitt Scott. Big game for IPFW, trying to go with back-to-back wins, have a 2-game homestand. Terrific move by Quentin Carruthers. Cuts the lead down to 4. Savely's getting pumped now for the first time all night in the last 5 minutes or so. He's seemed like the player he has been all season. I don't know why, but I just still think he's a little better coming off the bench right now in his career.
The lead is 4. Jefferson over to Sumter from the elbow. Won't go. Don's fought for the rebound. Saved by Longwood. Don's with a chance here. Don't have the numbers. Carruthers will pull it up on the wing wisely.
Good patience right there by Quentin Carruthers. That's an experienced player. He's the most experienced guy out there. He and Hawkins for IPFW.
DeWitt Scott has been the shooter with Tyler Best getting a well-deserved rest to get himself ready for the home stretch, and Savely threw it right to Sumter that time.
That's one of those unforced turnovers. Look at Hawkins get back, though.
And he fouled Morgan.
That was pretty close. Johns have had very little foul trouble tonight. In fact, they only committed 3 in the first half. But when the other team is shooting most of their 3-pointers, that's what happens.
They've, being Longwood, have slowed down on shooting the threes. They're 9 out of 16.
I think they were 6 out of 11 in the first half.
Correct.
So 3 out of 5 in the second half, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, you're right. It just seemed like they haven't been firing up as many.
Yeah, Best just came back in, by the way. A little surprising since we're getting close to another TV timeout. Turnover there. Quentin Carruthers comes up with it again. Longwood's a team that's averaged 18 turnovers a game. That's only number 6 on the evening, so form holds true. They've got a few left of them the rest of the way.
Don's chance to cut it inside 4, but they turn it over themselves. Try to force it inside the best.
And that's the exact word there, Pat. That was a force.
And a long 3 that time by Butler. That one won't go.
You know what? The Wood Scouts sure seemed like he got up pretty high on that rebound, didn't he? I'm going to have a talk with Fife about that. By the way, Fife told me he's never dunked the ball.
Never?
He's 6'4". They listed him at 6'6". They told me he's actually like 6'3". Tell me he's never dunked.
DeWitt Scott, he has had the hot hand. He's hit 2 threes his last 2 shots. Taken inside. Carruthers' little turnaround. The lead is cut down to 2. The Dons making their move here with just over 7 minutes to play in the game. 73-71.
Nice assist there by Tyler Best.
Crowd starting to get into it. Nice crowd here tonight.
He's open. I'm surprised he's not shooting that one.
Well, he missed his last one, did he?
Yeah, but that's the range right there. Oh, they're going to call a foul.
And we've got a timeout in action, 2-point game. We'll be right back. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Oh, yes, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40 of Dedham. He's going down the sideline, and it's a...
If legislation being considered now in the U.S. Congress passes, you won't see your local team or your government or local events and news on this TV channel. Telecom giants want to end the funding source for this and other local channels. And with such action, end your rights to watch or produce local programming. Don't let local access become won't see TV. Go to SaveMyFreeSpeech.net or AllianceCM.org now and learn how you can help. Become informed and contact your representatives in Washington. The time for your action is now. Otherwise, this is all you'll see here soon.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
Back to live action. Longwood with the basketball at a 2-point lead. Just inside 7 minutes to play. Very entertaining game.
Well, that was a carry they didn't call. Another carry they didn't call.
Jefferson lost it out of bounds. Dons will have it. Longwood, as you said, started to turn it over just a couple of minutes ago. They were stuck on 3. They're up to 7 turnovers.
Dons need to get some guys coming back against the press, and they do.
I wonder if Coach Gilliam not going with much of that press tonight because of the fact they're in an 8-game road trip.
Oh, that was a walk. Yeah. You know what? Remember what Al McGuire used to say about the best thing about freshmen, Pat?
They become sophomores.
That's right.
Well, Coach Fife learning more than he wants to learn about patience. I saw his eyes there the moment that happened, but then quickly he went from frustrated to then encouragement, and that's strictly all you can do, really.
I still laugh every time I hear him talk about, these kids.
Morgan gonna have his shot blocked by DeWitt Scott. Ahead to Carruthers going for the jam, and he gets hit pretty hard. Butler
got his money's worth on that one.
Trying to act like he didn't foul, looking for the high five from the ref.
Didn't like foul. He could have been turned around and called that foul.
The ref wanted no part of that high five.
Look at here on the replay. Yeah, he got him just a bit with the body. Just a little bit there, Pat.
Little man got up, though. I'll give Butler some credit. Carruthers, big free throw right there. Needed that one.
Yeah, he hasn't shot it well from the line tonight. That's just 2 out of 5, so makes this one. We got a tie ball game with 6:18 to go. Hey, that's pretty good.
Q looking for his 10th point of the night.
On the rebound, Mike. Ready, Mo.
And gets it. So he gets 2 free throws.
He has a strange shot. You notice how there's no rotation on the ball? It's almost like a knuckleball, the way he shoots it.
73 all. Inside, won't go. Rebound by Carruthers. Dons can take the lead. They want a high percentage shot on this play. Posley will run the offense. Savely and Pompey both on the bench. Posley kicks it over to DeWitt Scott. Can he get 3 more? Yes, he can.
Man, did he squeeze the trigger there, Pat. That one just rattled its way in.
This is his kind of game.
Biggest lead of the night for the Dons, 3. It's just really a good ball game.
Can Sumter answer? No. Kicks out and Carruthers cleans the glass for the second time in a row.
Dane Fife telling his team, hold it up, be patient, make sure you get a good shot. You got the lead, let's keep the lead. And that's a silly blocking call right there on Ryan Butler. Freshman against freshman. Posley playing a little smarter that time. Butler fouling the man, though, at midcourt. I know Posley's turned it over a couple times, but you can tell Coach Gillian didn't like that. He's taking him right out.
Giles checks back in. Only one senior on Longwood's team. So I told you, these two teams extremely similar, and that is Cosmo, by the way. He has not played much at all. Posley, a little too high. Carruthers high, won't go with a follow. Boy, was he up high.
I thought he was going to grab that one and throw it down. He got a solid hand on it. You know, Pat, I think we both deserve a lot of credit tonight for not calling Coach Gillian, you know who, at all.
Jefferson, I tell you, someone has done something to these rims, because I have never seen so many threes that rattled around and went down here at the Coliseum.
I thought, and you thought as well, that both of us would wind up calling Coach Gilligan at least once.
I figured you would, to be honest.
Yeah, but it would have been an accident. I mean, on purpose, no problem.
Tied at 76, but tied no more. Hawkins with the 3.
Welcome to Threeville. We could see two teams in the 90s tonight. Little shove there by number 50.
Jefferson has the 3 blocked. Carruthers ahead of the pack. He's going to lose it on the way up.
He wanted to dunk that so badly, and boy, Dane Fife, that's about as angry as you're going to see him. He wanted to just lay the ball in. Lay it in. He said, or dunk it with 2 hands. Don't do that fancy stuff.
Just a 30-second timeout.
Full timeout.
Full timeout now, they said. We'll take a quick timeout. You'll be right back. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN.
Pizza! I must eat. No way. Well, what is this? Capsicum anum? Agaricus bisporus? Allium cepa?
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man. Funny.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
Back to live action. Dons inbound it. Longwood out of possession, turned it over. Posley tried to get it into Best.
Look at Dane Fife right there. Again, he's like, oh, I got to remember he's a freshman. Just can't turn it over there, Pat. You got a 3-point lead. That's 2 chances they've had to build on that lead, and they've turned it over. You got to get shots in.
Dons lead it by 3, but that's certainly not a comfortable lead. Sumter's 3 is falling short. Best with a rebound.
And Hawkins got away with a hole before he took that shot. I'm surprised Savely's not back in there right now, to be honest with you.
Coach Fife giving Savely and Pompey some rest time. supposedly running the show right now. Best, haven't heard from him in a while. Trying to take it in. He's going to leave. That's just a fatigue foul there on Morgan.
Now we're going to take a break. Back 4-minute timeout.
All right, we'll be right back. 3-point game. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN 4-Way.
That book was all right. You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stop Band is looking for more members and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
Out.
Back to live action. Dons turn it over on the inbounds. Hawkins saves the potential 2 points there. Dons really starting to turn the ball over. It's whoever wants it more. Both these teams not used to being in this situation too often, Randy. And they're, I think, both starting to get a little tight down the stretch.
That's 3 times in a row, though, that the Dons have turned the ball over when they could build on this 3-point lead. You can't give up opportunities to score right now. That's just killing them right now.
Dons do lead it by 3 points, 79-76. In case you just joined us, Tyler Best was tremendous in the first half with 23 points. He's got 7 more in the second, 30 points. DeWitt Scott has been fantastic all night.
Yeah, he's Mr. Consistency. 14 at the half, 9 in the second after 23 total.
4 out of 4 from the 3-point line, 7 of 8 from the field. 23 points on 8 shots.
Yeah, that's efficient, I believe we like to say. How about 4 out of 4 from 3-point line?
And 5 out of 6 from the free throw line. 7 rebounds. He's not normally a rebounder. And 4 assists. That's a pretty good line.
Yeah.
Longwood a chance to tie with a 3 or within 1 with a 2, and they run a nice play. And
very nice play. Good pick. And again, still no Kyle Savely out there. Might not be feeling well. You know, there's sort of a bug going around right now.
I've only had it for a week. 1-point game.
They got this new thing, Pat. They're called doctors. You may want to visit once in a while.
Been there enough. 1-point game. Dons
take a timeout here.
Crucial possession. Carruthers. And foul on the wrist.
Carruthers had Pompey open underneath, but he couldn't see him. He was dribbling with his head down just a little because he was fighting off a defender. But
Dana Smith called for the personal.
At least the Dons will get a chance at least 1 free throw here, 1-and-1 to Quentin Carruthers, who hit his last 2.
Dons only with 3 team fouls. That's the 7th on Longwood.
Only 6 in the game for the Dons, because remember they only had 3 in the first half as well, Pat.
Carruthers, big free throw right here, front end of the 1-and-1. Knocks it down. He's hit 3 in a row after a rough start. He has 11.
They got a stat sheet, missed one on him.
And 7 rebounds. With Dane Fife, I'm surprised the jacket's still on because he's really been coaching in this game. And 2 big free throws. That's what you want to see.
That's your experienced guy at the line, too, though.
He's not a senior, but he's close to a senior as you can get on this team.
Well, remember, he redshirted a year. He had that shoulder injury.
Dons by 3, 2:20 to play. That 3-point mark is just not a comfortable lead, though, at all. no lead really comfortable against Longwood, who can really shoot the three, but especially that three.
Now, I'm trying to figure out how that's Longwood's ball because I didn't see anybody on IPFW touch that one. He hit off a Longwood player, and again, just another mystery call. But they have the whistles and the striped shirts, so what they say goes.
Sumter can't get it to fall. He will get 2 free throws.
Yeah, he got pushed on that one. That's a good call.
Looked like that ball wanted to fall.
It did, just not through the net. The law of gravity did take over eventually.
Thanks, Randy.
It did not cease to exist.
Yeah, what do you see as being key here with a 3-point game with 2 minutes to play?
Well, for the Dons, it's just not turn the ball over. I mean, this could be a much bigger lead right now for the Dons. Now you turn it over 4 times, just make, the way they've been shooting tonight, 55%, they make 2 of those times down. You're looking, instead of a 3-point lead, you're looking at a 7 or maybe an 8-point lead.
Sumter, an 84% free throw shooter, but misses the first.
Dean Fife. Think he's aging a couple of years tonight?
He's now 28.
Yeah, he's got plenty of years to give up, so I shouldn't feel too sorry for him.
2-point lead with the ball. 2 minutes to play in the game. Pompey, guarded by Giles, who's very quick. Hawkins.
Watch for the quick double team. There it is. Someone's got to be open. Oh, good timeout call there by the bench. That's a good timeout call because that, Pat, was a turnover waiting to happen right there. And there's still 15 on the shot clock, so plenty of time now to regroup, call a play, know what you're going to do because you practice these inbound play every day in practice, so now you're ready.
Again, I want to go back to the...
In practice is a good place to practice them, by the way. I just wanted to be extra redundant.
Really impressed by the quality, the level of play, the intensity of play. It truly has seemed like a conference game. I mean, Dane Fife really making a point of that, and Longwood, coming on the road all the way from Virginia to Fort Wayne in the midst of an 8-game road trip. I'm very impressed with the attitude of the Longwood team and the effort.
And remember, this is a pretty good team. They're 3-12, but lost to Valpo by 3 points, and they're getting ready to play Valpo again.
Played Villanova, one of the top 10 teams in the country. Lost to them by 13. 12 on the shot clock.
Get it inside the best.
He wants it. Hadn't had it in a while.
There you go.
He's over this matchup, and he's going to be fouled down to shoot a free throw.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Coach Mike Gilliam very upset at his team, especially at number 1 at Clinton Morgan. I don't blame him because you just played great defense for 43 seconds. 2 seconds on the shot clock.
33 seconds.
Oh, shit.
I was like, well, if it's a 45-second clock.
Yeah, okay. I lose my mind at least twice a game, Pat. You should know that. But you play great defense for 33 seconds, then you bail them out with a foul.
Best free throw won't go. I tell you what, he given so much to this team tonight, but I don't think he's used to playing 20 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, he's missed all 3 in the second half.
Back door inside, blocked by Best, though. But there's the tying bucket by Clayton Morgan. 81 all, minute 20 to play.
If both teams use pretty much all the shot clock, Pat, Dons get 2 possessions, Longwood 1.
One area that the Dons may be in a little bit of a problem if this should be in a position where they're forced to foul. They only have 14 fouls, so they need to get to 7 to put them to the line.
That shouldn't really come into play. Ooh, that was close to a turnover. 10 seconds only on the shot clock now.
Morgan looking for the steal. Thought he might have knocked it off Best, but it was not.
Notice our photographer, Ben Short, over there, giving the refs a hand, picking up the loose ball. Good job, Benjamin.
Well, Ben is just a hard-working kid.
Going to get a timeout here. Good idea. Both teams going to regroup a little. They are tired. These teams are spent. They really are. Both teams really played very well, very hard tonight. The shooting continues to just be phenomenal. 55% for the Dons, 53% for the Lancers. It's just absolutely fantastic. Both teams, Pat, how about this? 50% from threes for the Dons now, and over 53% from the threes for Longwood. Neither team's turned it over many times. 8 apiece, 6 blocks for the Dons, only 3 blocks for the Lancers. 5 steals for IPFW, 6 for Longwood, and that's why we've got a tie game. You look up and down the stat sheet, and it's pretty much identical.
Dons have scored more points tonight than in any other game this year. Their previous high was 80 against Marygrove. That was a blowout win, 80-54. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Wouldn't mind seeing DeWitt Scott take a shot.
Pompey with it. 3 on the clock. Dons may not get it off. Hawkins won't go.
Gotta take it there.
There's about a 7-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, so the Dons want to see solid defense here. 27 on the shot clock, 34 on the game clock. Sumter almost lost his footing, almost traveled, tied up, and we'll have a timeout called by Longwood.
And Coach Gillian doing a smart move there, calling the timeout. And again, the fans behind us pleading, begging, yelling for a traveling violation. I don't know. I couldn't tell if he picked up his foot or not.
Well, this is going to be either a thrilling win or one of those where you really are going to...
Crushing, heartbreaking loss. But, Pat, there's one other thing we could have, too.
Overtime.
You got that. We could be seeing a little OT here tonight. The Dons will get the ball back unless there's a rebound and they don't get the rebound.
25.8 seconds to play, 18 seconds on the shot clock, so 7.8 second differential. Dons want to see some good defense. They've been doing a good job all night.
And I looked for Longwood to shoot the ball within the next 10 seconds, because if you miss, you want a chance at an offensive rebound. You can't run it all the way down anyways. Close to that was going to be a 5-second violation, and again, Coach Gillian doing a great job. And that's, remember, the rules have changed. You can call timeout from the bench now, and he's taking advantage of it. He was right next to the official, and quickly he was counting in his head 1,001, 1,002. When he got to 4, he called the timeout.
I'll tell you what, both of these coaches coaching like it's the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, very into this game, and both, I think, realize the importance of this game. As important as it is for IPFW, it's equally as important for Longwood.
And, you hear the cliches that, when coaches will say to you, no, I coach every game like it's the biggest game. They do, though. Coaches live and die with each game. They really do. And, the sad thing is when they lose, they can't get over it. A lot of times, though, when they win, they quickly forget about it because all they're thinking about is the very next game.
Yeah. 25.8 seconds to play. As we said, 18 seconds on the shot clock. Dons and the Lancers all tied at 81 apiece. Next game for IPFW right here Monday night. We'd love to see you out here at the Coliseum. 7 o'clock tip-off. If you can't make it, we'll have it for you right here on UPN 4.
Crowd getting on its feet now. We also expect our Angola fans to be down here that night because they're playing Tri-State Monday.
Don's looking for some quality defense. Tipped it. Oh, Tyler Best thought he tipped it off Morgan's hands, but didn't get the call.
I'll tell you, if Best wasn't in shape, he is after tonight. He probably lost 5 or 6 pounds out there. He's been working hard. 30 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist.
Boy, the fans really getting into it. Fans really want this one for the Dons. Let's hope they can feed off it.
10 on the shot clock. Backdoor cut.
Pompey tipped it. Was it off Jefferson? No. 9.
Quentin Carruthers got a hand on that one. Just couldn't control it to keep it in bounds, and we're down to 9 on the shot clock.
Let's see what unfolds here. Giles inbounds, Jefferson in the corner. They're up.
There's the double
body
team.
in hand. Loses balance, but we're going to have a body foul.
Oh. You know what this means, Pat? That's not a shooting foul. So now there's 12 seconds to go, and it's a fresh shot clock now. That was 4 seconds on the shot clock, so now the Lancers get the ball. They get to run it out. Let's look at this again. He walked. They're saying he bumped him. That's really close.
I think he tripped over
his own feet.
So now the shot clock is off. Longwood a chance for the win with 12 seconds to go in the game. Inbounds. Barrett with it. Looking for his buddy Giles.
7 seconds.
Morgan's not the guy you want with it. He gets it over to Barrett. Shot won't go. Loose ball. Dons have it. We will go to overtime. Dons dodge a bullet. 81 all as we head to OT. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Oh, yes, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40, of Dedham. He's going down the sideline, and it's a...
If legislation being considered now in the U.S. Congress passes, you won't see your local team or your government or local events and news on this TV channel. Telecom giants want to end the funding source for this and other local channels. And with such action, end your rights to watch or produce local programming. Don't let local access become won't see TV. Go to SaveMyFreeSpeech.net or AllianceCM.org now and learn how you can help. Become informed and contact your representatives in Washington. The time for your action is now. Otherwise, this is all you'll see here soon.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
We are headed to bonus basketball. IPFW and Longwood.
Hey, Pat, remember you were just talking a couple of minutes ago about how there could be trouble for IPFW if they need to foul because they weren't over the limit? It actually worked in their advantage right at the end there because on that blocking foul, only the 15th foul for the Dons, if they had had a couple more fouls, Lancers would have had free throws and a chance to win the ball game. So sometimes things that you think are a disadvantage turn out to be an advantage.
81-81, 5 extra minutes of basketball.
Tyler Best controlling the tip. Maybe he's got his wind back now.
DeWitt Scott, they're checking him outside the arc quite a bit more. We'll have a foul away from the ball.
Oh, Longwood thought that they called it on Tyler Best, but just called on Longwood.
Dons now.
I thought it was on Best too, actually.
Next foul, the Dons will shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's the 9th team foul on Longwood. Dons still with just 5, so Longwood not in the bonus yet.
And again, Kyle Saveler. This is the least amount of playing time I've seen him get really since about the second game of the season. Very surprising. Kind of just wonder if he's under the weather or they just don't think he's a good matchup tonight. He did get the start in both halves.
Brad Pompey going to the line.
And Pompey was the starter most of the season. And now we're getting a little explanation right in front of us, but the ref and the coach are talking quietly so we can't hear exactly what they're saying. Hello, hello.
79%, and my tie's a little messed up there.
Should we do, Pat, like, you see this all the time now since the advent of cell phones, when people get on TV behind something, they pull out the cell phone and they call somebody they know.
Yeah, I'm on TV. Sure, go ahead.
Ooh. Boy, that looked like it was long when he let it go, but Pompey coaxes it in.
Big free throw for Pompey. And that first one, of course, gets you the second. Dons by 1, 82-81. Just underway in overtime. First overtime game of the year for IPFW.
Hey, if the Dons had shot the free throws a little better, we wouldn't have been in overtime, Pat. They missed 10 tonight, 16 out of 26, so they were 14 out of 24 in regulation. I mean, it's easy to say what if, but
they've shot 54%. I don't have the actual game-by-game stat, but I'm going to guess that's their best shooting performance of the year.
Yeah, I guess that makes up for it. They shot much better from the field and worse from the free throw line than they normally do.
2-point lead, looking for some more solid defense here. Longwood a little more patient than they've been.
He walked
late and they're going to call a bucket and a foul. Lamar Barrett.
The fans are just going nuts. I mean, come on, how many steps? He took 4 steps. They don't even count that in the NBA.
Oh. Chance to break the tie here by Barrett. And that one won't go, but he kept the rebound alive, but it'll be an over and back. Sumter got the rebound.
He got way up there.
Knocked it across the timeline, so the Dons do get it back.
I guess it's only right he misses the free throw after getting that basket. And now they're having another discussion.
Explaining that it was a controlled tip.
Right.
I was able to hear that
check the rule. Should we share that with the fans?
That was Mike Gilly. I think they can hear some of that picking up over on Mike.
It's not even in the rule book. They're making stuff up now because I would expect this at Virginia Union. He was talking right to us, and he's telling us, I don't know the rule book inside out.
Hey, Mike's a heck of a nice guy. We were talking to him before the ball game. He'd sit down and have a chat with us.
And now here comes the ref coming over to explain it. And he says it's because your team was the last to touch the ball, and then your man touched the ball without anybody else touching it. That's why it wasn't over and back.
Best free throw is short.
His struggles continue. 0 for 4 in this half. Nice pass underneath there, Justin Hawkins. Too bad he got fouled before. Tie ball game.
Best with a chance to break it. 3 out of 8 from the line. You know, that 30 points tonight.
That fatigue gets to you in the legs, Pat. And the legs is where you really do most of your shooting from the base.
He gets the second one, though. Downs by 1. Inside 4 to play in overtime.
Now that we're even odd, maybe we'll get a little on the seesaw again, like we were early in the second half.
Sumter will draw the foul.
Block.
DeWitt's got a second late getting over.
Yep, just his second foul. Nobody in the Downs really in foul trouble. Quentin Carruthers has the most 3. That's their 7th team foul. First time that they've been in the bonus all night.
Sumter back to the line on the night. Sumter.
That was a good call.
1 for 2, 84%. Yeah, that curls out.
Well, we could have a tie ball game again here in a couple of seconds. 3:45 to go. Dons lead at 84-83 in overtime. Sorry you couldn't make it out here to the Coliseum tonight. This has been a most entertaining game, but we're very glad you're with us here on UPN Fort Wayne watching it.
Sumter does get 1 out of 2. We're tied at 84. Who wants it the most? 3.5 minutes to decide it. Sumter's done a good job coming out on DeWitt Scott after he hit a couple of threes in a row.
Scott's just had a great, solid game, as Clark Kellogg would say, Pat. Stat stuff tonight.
Best a little farther away, trying to back his man down. Pompey for 3, little off the mark.
Look at Hawkins. Soaring like a hawk there.
Crowd appreciates that. Fresh 35 on the shot clock.
That was like a Rodman play. When the shot went up, he knew exactly where it was going. Exactly, right to the spot.
Best backs his man in. A little too hard off the window.
See, there's a shot that he was making in the first half when he wasn't fatigued, though.
Yeah, but I think when he made that little turn, he expected perhaps someone to be there, just pushed it a little too hard. But he will get 2 free throws, but he has struggled from the line tonight.
Hit the last one after missing 4 in a row.
He'll get 2 this time, 31 points, 9 rebounds. Career high is 11 rebounds. He's already doubled his former career high.
Here's the replay. You got a small man on him. There's the drop step, the spin. He's got to make that shot.
Free throw is good.
For as big as he is, he's not a dunk guy. Have you noticed that?
32 points, looking for 33. He's passed his number on his jersey. And he gets 2 clutch free throws.
Wow, that was a swish too. Maybe he's got the range back now. Almost a violation there on Lamar Barrett. He almost stepped over the line when he was putting the ball in bounds.
Giles with it, guarded by Pompey. Downs by 2. Giles the drive, scoop. No,
that's a late whistle. That's a really, really, really late whistle. And that's what Dane Fife is up about now. But you don't mind that it's a foul call, but don't call it after the ball missed, after the shot missed.
It's been the most vocal crowd we've seen for IPFW. Really getting into it. I mean, it's been
here it is
game.
again. Look, where's the foul on that one? Where's the foul? There is no foul. I'm having somebody behind me, but there is no foul.
Giles misses the free throw.
We'll do the viewers and the fans at the stadium give them the information, Pat.
5'10" sophomore, only at the line 6 times all year coming in. He's knocked down 5 of those 6. Missed the first one here. Second one is perfect. 1 point lead for the Dons, 86-85, 2:44 to play in overtime. Casey just doing this. Tyler Best with 33, DeWitt Scott with 23 to lead the Dons. 6 players in double figures for Longwood.
By the way, Pat, you noticed overtime and towards the end of regulation, the Dons have had their most experienced players out there. You don't see the freshmen out there now.
Carruthers missed the 3 that time. Chance to take the lead. Long 2. Knock it down for Lamar Barrett. That's a money shot right there.
And the Lancers go up by a point. 2:10 left in our first overtime. We could see more than one tonight.
Pompey with it. As you mentioned, Savely has not seen much action in the last 10-12 minutes of this game at all. Tyler Best back to the basket about 18 feet away.
But if you're being guarded by a guy who's about 6'5".
Hawkins for 3 in the corner. Won't go. Best had it. Lost it. Knocked out of bounds. Go by. Kirk Williams.
Now, you know what? I think Best knocked that one out of bounds.
I think he did, but honestly, I think Williams hit his hand. I think Best had it.
But they didn't call a foul. Well, then it's either a foul or it's their ball. I mean, right now I think the refs have pretty much given up. The coaches have pretty much given up trying to figure out what this officiating crew is calling.
Minute 35 to go in our first overtime. Best has it in close. This is his spot. Takes it in and get the bucket. Don's back up by 1. We've got that odd number.
35 for Best.
88-87.
Crowd really getting into it now.
Dons want to win. They would be their second in a row. Want to follow up that big win over Indiana State. Kirk Williams with it underneath. And kind of an off-balance shot. Hawkins with a rebound. At 1 minute to go, the Dons with the ball in a 1-point lead.
Best did a great job of holding his ground there. He outweighs Williams by a lot, and he made sure that he forced Williams outside to take a really, really tough shot. A good timeout call there by Dane Fife.
He will try and settle his young team down, go over situations here, have to protect the basketball. Lancers
down by 1. Dons lead by 1. 56 seconds to go. 55.6. 27 on the shot clock for the Dons. See him getting some liquid refreshment on the sideline there.
Longwood is into the bonus now. The Dons are in the double bonus, so any foul, the Dons will shoot 2.
Both teams have to be a bit parched by now. The officials having a little conference there.
55 seconds to play. Dons 88, Lancers 87.
Okay, Coach, who are you getting the ball to? Did you see how Best forced him out to take that shot? I mean, it looked like he was going to take about a 3-footer, and it wound up being about an 8-footer. I think you got to get the ball to DeWitt Scott. There's a kick. And they reset the shot clock on that, I think. Well, I guess not. They used to. I think you got to get the ball to Best or to DeWitt Scott right now. They've been your best scorers tonight. Let them keep doing what they've been doing. There's Scott with it.
Scott with it on top. He hit a big 3 in a similar situation the other night at Indiana State. Carruthers with a nice
great move, Pat. That was just a fantastic move.
Dons up by 3.
Look at the crowd getting up again. Do we get a timeout here to set up a play for the Lancers? Nope, they want to set. They don't want the Dons to be able to talk about the defense. The steal by Q. Oh, look at Dave. He's going absolutely bonkers.
Carruthers with the big jam. Dons by 5, and unfortunately we couldn't see Dave Fife 3 at the other end, and it goes.
Oh, this game's not over. This game's far from over.
They thought we had
great game.
The exclamation point with Carruthers, and I'll tell you what, I wish we could have had a camera ISO'd on Dave Fife because
he could have dunked. He got up so high.
He jumped off the bench higher than I ever saw him at IU.
Without question. He may have dunked. What a great sequence there by Quentin Carruthers.
And a heck of a play by Lamar Barrett, knocking down a huge 3 to keep this game alive. Now with 15 seconds to go, it's just a 2-point game.
But Carruthers on the offensive end with the decisive move, sliced right to the basket, made it with the left hand, and then when the Dons get the ball back off the steal, they flush it out to him, and he throws down the two-handed stuff, and it's still a 2-point lead. Somebody's going to get fouled here now, Pat, and if I'm Longwood, I'm probably going after Tyler Best, even though he's just made a couple. He's missed a couple, too. Dons will get 2 shots every time now, though.
Dons would like to get it in the hands of DeWitt Scott, who shoots 88%, and they get it right to him.
Just stand there.
They don't want to foul him. He'll throw it down, and Carruthers keeps it alive.
Oh, he stepped on the line. He stepped on the line.
Oh, my. 8 seconds to play, 2-point lead for the Dons. A 3 would win it.
And I think Longwood's going to go for the 3.
I think they will, too. Who could have foreseen this happen?
Scott should have called the timeout there. They have 2 timeouts left. He should have called the timeout.
6 seconds now.
The shot.
3 wins it, and they got a steal by Best.
And why not, Pat? He did everything tonight to win this ball game. Why shouldn't he come up with the game-winning steal, huh? Is that apropos or what?
Absolutely. And some of the fans onto the floor, and Dane Fife and Coach Mike Gilliam with a handshake, and Coach Fife very excited about this win. I tell you what, I'm so impressed by both teams' hustle and effort.
You know what? This was just a fantastic ball game. It was just a great game. A lot of fun to watch, and I'm sure these guys had a great time playing, except, Longwood didn't have as good a time, but it was just a terrific ball game.
Longwood wasn't going for the 3 there.
I'm shocked by that. I really am.
Jefferson looked like he wanted to drive, and don't know if it was the hurt of getting it turned over or just because his ankle, as we know, has been a problem coming in, and he came up gimpy right after that. But Tyler Best with the clean strip right at the top of the key.
And lucky that wasn't called a foul. Whether it's a foul or not, a lot of times they call that just because they think it's a foul. But there were some, again, unique calls tonight.
The Dons hang on for their 2nd win in a row. First time they've done that in
14 months, since November of 2004.
92-90, they get the win. And I tell you what, the fans that were here don't know what the total count was, but we had a nice representation here tonight. The fans that were here tonight, I think, will be back again.
That's right.
Because this is one that will bring you back. We will take a timeout and have the numbers on this one when we come back. IPFW gets the big win, 92-90 in overtime. We'll be right back.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stop Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
And we welcome you back to the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum in what has been a fantastic evening of basketball. Randy, I almost didn't make the broadcast tonight. I've been battling a bad cold, was afraid my voice would not hold out. I'm thankful that
you manned up, Pat. You manned up.
I don't know if I manned up, but I'm thankful that I was able to be here to see this, because this was really something special.
And Coach Tungate coming out quickly to join us tonight, which is good. So I'm going to slide over and let him come in here. Tyler Best with a Coach,
with
good
his
to see
best
you.
performance.
Yeah, Tyler Best doing a pretty good job for you guys there tonight. He carried you. He and DeWitt Scott carried you in the first half. And Best, he looked like he was getting a little fatigued in the second half, but towards the end, it's like he got his about fifth win, didn't he?
Great. Tyler, I tell you, Tyler really played well from start to finish, and you know, it was one of those games tonight. We really had some matchup problems with them and didn't know quite how we needed to match up because they caused us so many problems off the dribble, but Tyler did a great job at the offensive end, and you know, I'm proud of our guys. Any win this time of year is a great win, and we'll take it. It wasn't exactly a defensive film clinic for both teams, but we'll take a win any way we can get it.
But the shooting was very good by both teams, too, and some of it wasn't bad defense. It was good shooting. I mean, they're hitting three-pointers from 28 feet. There's nothing you can do to stop that. Let me ask you this, though. How come Kyle Savely didn't play a lot tonight? Was it because the matchups, like you say? Was he maybe under the weather?
No, I thought it was more in the second half. You know, DJ was having a little bit of trouble with the pressure, and and Kyle plays so fast that Brad has some experience. He's played, you know, a couple years at junior college. We just want to go with a veteran lineup down the stretch and give them a chance to get the job done. It's nothing that Kyle did. It's more what we thought Brad could do.
I know I asked Coach Fife this the other day on the Dane Fife show, which actually ran last night here, but he said that Tyler Best is now getting comfortable playing with his back to the basket because he's a guy who's mostly played facing it in his career, and the spin moves and the drop steps were terrific tonight.
You know, Tyler's really been working hard. You know, in the beginning of the year, he wasn't coming in the gym getting the extra work that he needed. Now he's starting to face up on the perimeter to set up his post moves down low like that one you just saw right there. And he's starting to get better position, and he's starting to get more confidence in his game, and our guys are getting confidence in him so we can run everything through him. Right. And I think it allows our perimeter guys, they have to make a decision. If you're going to play single coverage on Tyler, he's going to score. If you double down, we'll kick it out to guys for an open shot. And, you know, Tyler's starting to get more aggressive down, and he's attacking the glass. He's not just being passive. He had the full repertoire
working tonight, and when he hit the three in the second half, it was like, that's it, you know.
Well, and the biggest thing with Tyler, too, he's starting to get to be where he can score on both blocks. You know, and not only is jumper starting to come around, but he can score on both blocks, where in the past he's so limited to the one block. Now he's kind of adding to his game and can score on both blocks.
He was certainly fantastic tonight. Another guy who, I mean, when I look at the line of DeWitt Scott, 23 points on 8 field goal attempts. He was 4 of 4 from 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. And here's a guy who doesn't normally rebound a whole lot for you. He got 7 rebounds and 4 assists. That's a pretty good night for DeWitt Scott.
Well, you know, DeWitt's another guy. Our whole team, they just keep getting better. And that's the thing that's exciting. And we just keep growing as a team. And our chemistry right now is really good. We're unselfish with the ball. In the past, we get down, teams will make a run. We try to come down, make one pass, go one-on-one, try to create ourselves because we wanted to win so bad. Where tonight, and in our last few games now, we're starting to realize that we can do it through our offense. We can come back. We don't need to score. If we're down 10, we don't need to come back 10 right in a row. We can chip away at it by running our offense, not trying to make something that's not there.
Coach Fife printed this thing. I don't know if they'll be able to see this that well. Talking about the passion and 60 days, 11 games, starting the unofficial conference portion of your guys' schedule. And I give Longwood an awful lot of credit. I thought both teams played with tremendous effort tonight, both sides.
Longwood's a very good basketball team. They're very similar to us, you know, record-wise and the way how hard they play. They play just as difficult a schedule as we have, and I think people coming into the game, you know, maybe because of what Longwood did a year ago, don't realize how much improved Longwood is and what a good job they've done with their program, and they're a very good basketball team. I mean, they played at Villanova, took them right down to the wire, and played Villanova real tough. So we beat a very good basketball team tonight.
I thought, too, Quentin Carruthers down the stretch in overtime. There was about 10 seconds on the shot clock, and he got that ball, and he made a decisive move to the basket, makes it with the left hand, perfect move. And then on the fast break, he gets that dunk. And it just, I saw Coach Fife jump so high, I think he could have dunked on that one.
I told him I think that's higher than he jumped at Indiana.
That's right. That's exactly what I said. I never saw him jump that high. Well, I tell you what, as big as this win is, you had to follow up that win with Indiana State with an effort tonight. If you would have expended an effort like this tonight and came up short, that would have been really tough to come back from.
Well, especially we've got one more home game coming up, then we have to go on the road for 7, and I think we've really been hard to get the confidence back. If we would have stumbled tonight and fallen, it's tough to come back from that to give that kind of effort. So it was an important win, one we really had to get, and our guys came through. They made the big plays when we needed to, and that just shows the growth of our team.
And I know it's baby steps. It's 2 wins in a row, and Coach Jasic told me last time you guys had a chance to win 2 in a row, he said that's not a winning streak, that's back-to-back. It's got to be 3 for a winning streak. Is that coach speak or what? Because I always thought 2 in a row was a streak.
Well, you know, I think we want as many as we can get. If we get 2, 3, 4, we don't care. We want as many as we can get, especially in the first year of the program. We'll take whatever streak we can get going, but it'd be nice to continue this now, and our guys are starting to play with. It's just so much fun to watch how much confidence they're playing with now, and we just hope that continues. Now we just got to obviously get our defense
I'll give you
taken care
this.
of a little bit.
You're unbeaten this year. You're unbeaten this year.
Well, that's not bad.
2-0
Hopefully we can still say that in March.
Okay. And a chance to make it 3. You got another home game on Monday against Tri-State. So if you get that, it's officially a streak.
Well, let's hope we can get it.
All right. Thanks for coming
That's
down.
the next time we'll be back, too.
Exactly right. Monday night, Coach Tungate, I think we got the final stats here to take a look at. Some pretty impressive stats. 92 points, of course. That was a season high.
54% shooting.
Game went to overtime. Don shoot 54% from the field. Tyler Best was 14 out of 21, and DeWitt's got 7 out of 8. That's a 21 out of 29 between those two guys.
I know you look at this and you smile, except you're looking at your guys. I know you don't like the defense.
I'm only looking at the bottom half right now, which is our team and their percentage. We're not looking at the top half and their field goal percentage.
And the one that matters the most, 92-90. The Dons get the win, and again, a Monday night right here, 7 o'clock. Tri-State will make the trip to town. Randy and I will be back for that. Of course, Coach Tungate, Coach Fife, and the rest of the players as well. Thanks for tuning in. Randy, any final comments?
It's a win. 2 in a row this year, baby. It's a streak.
Well said.
In my book.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Everybody Hates Chris coming up next on UPN Fort Wayne. For Randy, Coach Tungate, I'm Pat Hoffman. Thanks for tuning in. Good night, everyone.
Oh, yes, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40 of Dedham. He's going down the sideline, and it's a...
If legislation being considered now in the U.S. Congress passes, you won't see your local team or your government or local events and news on this TV channel. Telecom giants want to end the funding source for this and other local channels. And with such action, end your rights to watch or produce local programming. Don't let local access become won't see TV. Go to SaveMyFreeSpeech.net or AllianceCM.org now and learn how you can help. Become informed and contact your representatives in Washington. The time for your action is now. Otherwise, this is all you'll see here soon.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
This telecast of IPFW Mastodon Basketball has been a production of College 56 at IPFW in conjunction with UPN Fort Wayne.